What is going on?
Oh yes, it's back.
Okay, there you go. Okay. All right. So now let's look at the examples of how health can be improved. Okay? And this ties in with what we have been discussing all morning. Okay? There's spiritual and moral aspects of what needs to be done. You want to live in a spiritual and in a godly way so that you don't have to walk around with any guilty conscience of any kind. The Englishman says, a guilty conscience fears every accusation. When you do something that you think nobody saw, it eats at you, and you are always standing in a very, very precarious place. Okay? These are the things that we need to do: mental and emotional, social, physical, and the whole person. Okay? Friendship is very, very important. Nobody is an island. Nobody. You must cultivate friendship. Okay? And women do it better than men. Women do it better than men. Friendship is very, very important. That social interaction, you know. Women see each other, they start to talk about their hair, how their hair is so cool, how their nails are so well made. A man looks at you, you can dress to the T, he won't even pay you any compliment at all. So, these things are very, very important. Let's imitate the ladies, be complimentary, support one another, and compliment one another. Okay? So we are improving spiritual and moral health. Our spiritual health comes first. It comes first. It is the foundation for the whole of our life. That relationship, that connection to God can take no secondary position. Okay? Somebody raise their hands. Yeah.
I'm sorry, can I please take you a little bit back under the topic, the healing part of the divine healing of God.
Okay.
So I want to ask you, see, in the Bible, when Jesus was healing people,
Right.
he healed them in a different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So if let me put an example, like the Holy Spirit tells me to take some leaves and boil them and drink, how most of the time people, they think now we are out of line. So how can you please help us in that position? We would see what really,
Okay, I understand exactly what you're talking about. I understand. You know, I'm a son of Africa.
Yes.
I was born in Nigeria. So I know that before the advent of the missionaries coming to Africa, we had our own healing mechanisms. We had leaves that you can boil. Like in terms of malaria, there's what we call quinine in my country. I don't know what you guys call it here. I don't know if you have that tree. There's a tree, you gather the leaves, you boil it, you filter it, and you drink it. And that helps us to treat malaria. That people in that time, that's what they used to treat malaria. And so those things were available, okay? I don't see anything wrong with those, collecting leaves and using it to treat. Even when I was growing up, they say a particular kind of leaf, if you have a wound, they will get it, mash it, and stick it on the wound. And within 2 days, the wound is healed. But when you start with sacrifice, then you are stepping out of line. Okay? Then you are going away from all these leaves you have here. Some of them are medicinal. And some of our parents, way down the road, know how to use those medicinal leaves to cure common illnesses. Like myself, talking to you, I drank the quinine. to heal you of malaria. They just gather it, boil it, and filter it and give it to you to drink. That is purely natural. But when you start to, then you are not doing God's will.
So can the Holy Spirit lead you to collect the 3 leaves?
Actually, people do training. There are people that train, just like people go to medical school. The people go under somebody apprenticeship and learn which leaves, because it's not every leaf that is curative. Some can be poisonous, so you have to know which one is curative and which one you shouldn't boil to give to anybody to drink. And so people actually go under training to study those leaves, which is curative.
So once a pastor starts selling,
I like the question. I like it.
some pastors now they do those African things and start to sell to the congregation in the church.
I know what you mean. You just have to ask God to really open your eyes to know whether this is godly or ungodly. Okay? God gives us that wisdom. You are all adults. You can look at something and know whether it's right or wrong.
I think that the moment you start selling it, it's not good.
Yeah, yeah.
No, probably the Holy Spirit has
Not to sell.
Not to sell. I agree with you. Like in my organization, the Assemblies of God, we don't do any merchandising of any kind. The Assemblies of God don't do no merchandising.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
For the question he asked, does the Holy Spirit lead you to use these things, the herbs and the stuff? Yes, it does.
Yes.
I have a good example from my area where the pastor was preaching. It's unfortunate now, so wow. But that time, the Holy Spirit led him to go out and pick a leaf. He went there and that woman was crippled. He only prayed, and on that day we were taking Holy Communion. He said, stand up. The God is saying, stand up. With that leaf, he was moving back. And he started saying, in his thinking, he was thinking maybe he would be embarrassed. But Holy Spirit led him. That woman stood up until this day. He is healed. So sometimes God can lead you to do. The problem is, me as another pastor, I will copy what the Holy Spirit was leading you to do. Then at the end of the day,
Not every time. Jesus did it once.
You see,
It's not every time. It's not a routine in church.
so the Holy Spirit does lead you. I'm answering my uncle.
Okay. All right, guys, we gotta move on. Okay. I like the discussion, but let's go. Thank you. All right. Improving mental and emotional health. Worry and anxiety keeps many people from experiencing proper mental health. And let me tell you something. 90% of what you worry about will never come to pass.
Oh, God.
Okay? Write it down. 90% of your anxieties and your worries will never come to pass. And so the enemy knows how to drain us. You just worry and you worry and you worry and you worry. And the enemy is happy when you are preoccupied with your worries and your anxieties. And so the Bible tells us to cast all our body upon the Lord. 1 Peter 5:7. Okay? Remember, the number one thing about health is our spiritual health. Okay? 1 Peter 5:7 says, in the middle of problems, God offers his peace of mind. That's what I was sharing with you earlier on. In the midst of our problems, we all have problems. Like we were saying, one person's problem may not be the other person's problem. But in this life, we all have issues. We all have issues, okay? And so the peace of God is what keeps us calm And when the world is expecting you to break down and fall apart, the peace of God holds you together. Okay? And cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. Okay? And fear and anxiety robs a person from joy and happiness. Fear can cause a physical problem such as ulcers. People get so worried that they develop ulcers. They develop headache. It could be even that bad that people will have a heart attack because of worry and anxiety. And increased blood pressure and lack of sleep. Both anxiety and fear contributes to many other physical problems, those related to stomach and intestine. Anger has its roots in envy, jealousy, pride, or bitterness. This may affect not only mental health, but interfere with one's spousal, familial, and other relationships. So, as pastors, please encourage your members not to be too tied up in what one person has or what another person does not have. Be contented with what God has blessed you. Just be contented. If God gives you a car, enjoy the car. If God gives you a motorbike, enjoy the motorbike. Don't say, God, why didn't you give me a car? Why did you give my brother a car and give me a motorbike? Just be happy for your brother, and in due time, God will give you your own. Okay? And so, when jealousy comes, it makes our relationship so bad. Alright? A social healthy person that's improving social aspect of our health. We've talked about the spiritual aspect, that's what we just finished. And now we have to talk about improving social aspect of our health. Okay? A social healthy person has the ability to be fair, kind, loving, and generous with others. Okay? These are qualities I see a great deal in women. Women just know how to embrace each other. They just know how to encourage one another, loving each other. I'm encouraging the men in the room to imitate our ladies. Okay? Ladies can cry. They meet each other, they tell each other their problem, and they are bawling their eyes out. You tell a man, he said, don't forget about it. Don't worry about it. We bottle it all inside of us. And it leads to headache and heart attacks. That's why men, in general, live shorter lives than women. Okay? Because the women know how to share their emotion with each other. The men, I'm a tough man. I'm not telling anybody anything that is going on. And it's killing you internally. Social health comes in having right relationship with others. And that can only be achieved by first having a right relationship with God. Okay? The greatest commandment is to love God, and the corresponding commandment is to love your neighbor as yourself. Okay? See, all these things are interwoven. They are all interconnected. Okay? A person should treat others as he or she would like to be treated. This is often referred as the golden rule. Okay? Okay. You done?